This footage was recovered from an unmarked backpack found deep in the Black Hollow forest. The tape was badly damaged. Authorities say it shows the final moments of a missing expedition team. What you're about to see was never meant to be seen. The video opens with heavy static. Then a shaky camera turns on. A man's voice, breathing hard, says, "Day 3. Still no sign of the cave." Behind him, dense trees sway and a strange wind howls, even though the leaves remain still. The team, 4 members, laugh nervously. "It's just the forest," one of them says. But something about the silence feels wrong. No birds, no bugs, just wind. And that low, distant hum. By evening, they find what they were looking for, a cave. But it's not on any map. The entrance is narrow, like it's trying to hide. One team member, Josh, hesitates. "This doesn't feel right," he whispers. But the others laugh and turn on their headlamps. Inside, the footage goes darker. Walls carved with symbols no one can explain. The audio crackles. Someone screams, but it's not from the team. It's deeper in the cave, and it sounds like it's coming from multiple directions at once. The next clip cuts in without warning. The camera is on the cave floor, still recording. It's shaking. No one is holding it. A loud thump echoes. Then another. Breathing, but no voices. Josh's flashlight rolls into frame, flickering. Then a shadow, tall, thin, not human, moves past the camera. For a second it stops, as if looking directly into the lens. But it has no face. The screen cuts to black, then back on. Now it's just one person running. The camera swings wildly. Heavy footsteps behind. The man yells for help. His voice breaks, but no one answers. He trips, screams. The camera flips. For a split second, we see it. The thing chasing him isn't walking, it's floating. No eyes, just a wide, gaping mouth. Final footage. The screen is almost entirely static, just faint breathing in the background. Then, a voice, distorted. "You shouldn't have come here," and silence. After that, the tape loops. But with every loop, the voice gets louder, clearer, like it knows someone is watching. Authorities never found the bodies, just the camera. The cave? Gone, covered in trees that weren't there before. Some say the forest moves, others say it watches. But the footage still keeps playing, over and over.
This is not a test. This is a national emergency. Please remain calm and listen carefully. The screen flickers. A high-pitched tone pierces the silence. Then, a flat, robotic voice begins to speak. The words feel cold, unnatural. At exactly 2:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, radar systems across the country detected multiple unidentified objects entering Earth's atmosphere. They moved fast, too fast to be anything human. Within minutes, all contact was lost with major cities. Washington, D.C., New York, Dallas, dark, silent, gone. People who witnessed the objects say they looked like stars falling, but in reverse. Glowing spheres rising from the ground, floating silently, then vanishing into the sky before reappearing behind you. The Department of Homeland Security activated Protocol 7, a code never used before. Military aircraft were launched, but every jet sent toward the objects disappeared from radar. No crash, no signal, no response. Officials are urging all citizens to stay inside. Lock all windows, turn off the lights, do not attempt to film the sky. They are watching for light, for movement, for curiosity. Survivors in the affected zones have described things, tall, dark figures, no face, no mouth, but they speak directly in your head, a low hum, like 1,000 voices whispering at once. If you hear it, you must not respond. Do not speak. Do not look at them. One man tried to talk to it. He began laughing, then screaming. Then, he just stopped. His body froze in place, but his eyes kept moving. He hasn't blinked in over an hour. This message will repeat every 10 minutes. Do not leave your shelter. Do not open the door for anyone, even if they sound familiar. They mimic voices now. If you see a loved one outside, it is not them. At exactly 3:33 a.m., a low-frequency sound will pass through all devices. If you hear it, cover your ears and do not listen. The sound is not meant for you. It is how they speak to each other. Humans who listen for too long begin to bleed from the ears, then the eyes. This concludes the emergency broadcast. May God help us all. The screen cuts to static. But for a second, just one, something moves in the background. A dark shape, watching, waiting. Then, silence. This footage was found in an abandoned attic. The tape was unmarked, except for a small label that simply said, "House Tour, 1992. No names, no details, just that. What you're about to see was never meant to be found. And once you watch it, you might understand why. Glitch. Fade into grainy footage. The video starts normal. A young couple walks through the front door of an old Victorian house. The woman laughs nervously. The man holds the camera, joking. Let's see if the ghosts want to join us for dinner. They pan across dusty furniture, old wallpaper, and cracked mirrors. The house is clearly abandoned, but not forgotten. There are no cobwebs, no signs of animals. It's too clean. They enter the living room. On the fireplace, a row of porcelain dolls stares back at the camera. None of them blink, but when the camera glitches, one doll's head turns slightly. The couple doesn't notice. They move upstairs. The man keeps filming. The realtor said no one's lived here since 1974, he says. The woman suddenly stops. She points to a mirror at the end of the hallway. Did you see that? She whispers. The man zooms in. Nothing. But there's a faint shape in the reflection. Something tall and still. It wasn't there a second ago. Static, then silence. The next shot is darker. They're in the attic. The man shines a flashlight around. Old trunks, broken toys, a rocking horse that moves once, slowly. It's freezing in here, the woman says, hugging herself. Then she gasps. She picks up something from the floor, another tape. The label reads, "Do not watch." Heavy static. Suddenly, the screen turns black. A new scene appears. The couple is now standing in the hallway, but they're frozen, not moving. The camera is on the ground, facing up. Someone or something is holding the camera now. Heavy breathing, unsteady hands. The screen shakes slightly, then zooms in on the woman's face. Her eyes are wide open, but she's not blinking. A voice whispers, "Not theirs." It says, "They belong here now." The screen distorts violently. Colors invert. The final frame shows the couple's reflection in the mirror again, but their bodies aren't facing the glass. Their reflections are, smiling. Static returns. Tape ends. This footage was turned over to local authorities, but the house could never be found again. This is a public service announcement from the National Emergency Broadcast System. Please stop what you're doing and listen carefully. For your safety, stay indoors and away from all unlit areas. A new phenomenon, unofficially called the shadows, has been reported in multiple regions across the country. These entities resemble ordinary shadows, but are not tied to any light source. They move on their own. They observe. They wait. Initial contact results in a sense of dizziness, cold air, and the sound of distant static, even if no device is nearby. Citizens are advised not to make eye contact, not to follow voices calling from dark places, and under no circumstance should you attempt to touch the shadow. At exactly 11:37 p.m. local time, power may briefly flicker. During this time, the shadows may attempt to cross thresholds, windows, doors, mirrors. Do not open them. Do not speak to them. Do not believe anything they say. They often take the form of someone familiar to you, an old friend, a relative, even yourself, but they are not real. They are mimics, parasites that feed on fear. If a shadow enters your home, hide in a small space without windows. Do not light a candle. Do not use your phone. Just wait. The average passing lasts 3 to 5 minutes. Reports confirm that those who speak or move during this time never return, but something else does in their place. If you hear humming behind you, stay still. If you feel watched in an empty room, do not turn around. These are signs that you have been marked. And once marked, it only takes one mistake. The next time you blink, the darkness may blink back. This concludes the public service announcement. Stay alert, stay silent, beware the shadows.
This surveillance footage was recovered from a small antique store in Chicago. The shop had been closed for years until a new owner reopened it this year. On October 12th, the store's motion sensors were triggered at 2:13 a.m. No one should have been inside. The footage shows the security camera facing an old mirror in the corner, something the owner claimed wasn't there the day before. At first, the tape looks normal, just shelves, dust, silence. But then, a figure slowly appears in the mirror. Not in the store, just in the reflection. The camera doesn't pick up anyone else. The figure looks like a man, but twisted. His mouth is wide, open too far, like it's been stretched. He just stands there, staring directly into the lens through the mirror. Then he lifts his hand and waves, not to someone behind him, not to himself, to us. Suddenly the mirror fogs up like someone's breathing on it from the inside. And then, writing appears in the fog. 4 words, "I see you too." At this point, the camera begins to glitch. The screen flickers, and a loud static sound takes over. For 2 minutes, it's just black. Then the image returns, but the mirror is gone. In its place is a blank wall. Police arrived hours later and confirmed there's no mirror in the shop. Never was. But here's the part that chills you to the bone. When investigators reviewed the footage frame by frame, they found something no one noticed before. For exactly 0.5 seconds, right after the mirror vanished, the reflection of the camera itself changed. Instead of showing the empty store, it showed a dark room, lit only by a flickering light, and something, was watching the footage from a screen, as if the mirror had become a camera, and someone on the other side was watching us. Authorities destroyed the tape, but this clip somehow survived.